So I'm going to go to office.com. We've shown you this before. And this is free as long as you have internet access. And I already have an account, Microsoft account. If you don't have one, it'll prompt you to create one. It's very simple to create a Microsoft account. You can use any email, create a password, answer a couple of questions, and you have a Microsoft account. So when I go to office.com here, being that I do have a Microsoft account, it recognizes it. Along the side here are where the apps are. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook. The OneDrive cloud is here. There's quite a few things here. But what we're going to be doing today is Microsoft Excel. So I'm just going to click on the little Excel symbol once. And here we go. Now I'm in Microsoft Excel. Across the top here you have templates. There are free templates and paid templates. These are the free templates right here. You can click right here to see more templates. And when you have templates available, if you happen to see a template that suits your specific needs, there's quite a few here. Everything from home inventories to household organizers, calendars. There's a lot of different things here. If you find one that suits what you're trying to accomplish, by all means, use one of their templates. They're great. You can adapt them to whatever you are trying to accomplish. But for today's lesson, I'm going to use a blank workbook right here. Click on it once. And most of these spreadsheet programs are very similar. A lot of the things I demonstrated, and it's going to give you all sorts of hints and things like that pop up, especially the first time that you use it. But the ribbon here is very similar. You can choose the font that you want, the size of the font. You can make it bold. You can adjust the columns here pretty much the same way as we demonstrated on the Open Office. You bring your mouse in between the letters A and B here, in between the columns. And you get these little arrows appear, and you can just drag the columns to the size that you want. Now, columns are identified by letters, A, B, C, D, and so on. And rows down are identified by numbers. Like I showed last time, a lot of things are similar as far as sorting, entering, and so on. I like to make this first row the header of my columns. So here I'm going to put name. We'll make the next column age. And let's make the next column salary. Oops. Now, whenever you're working on a cell, you're going to see here, right above it, it's right there. So you can also edit right here by clicking there. I had missed an A there, so I put it there. And I'm going to put here tax rate. And on the next column, I am going to put tax. Now, what I like to do on this first column, if you go right here to the number 1 and you click on it, you see how it highlights that entire row across. So whatever changes I make now, it will apply it to everything all the way across. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make that bold, easier to see, and I want to center it. Now here in Excel, it's this symbol right here, the align symbol. If you click on the little arrow down, right there is what I want to do, which is center it. Click on that once. Now everything here is centered. I'm going to pull these columns a little bigger. Okay, so I'm going to click on the next box down here and put the name John. Now I'm going to navigate these cells by using the arrow keys, which is a very quick way of getting around a spreadsheet. Mary, Luke, and Linda. Okay, now I'm going to I'm going to click on this next column here, and I'm going to give them an ages, 36, 42, 19, and 29. All youngsters. Now I'm going to do their salaries. And there's a reason that I'm doing this. I'm just going to show you all the different functionalities that you can do very quickly once you're here. So I'm going to do like a weekly salary. So John's salary is $230 a week. Mary is $300. Luke is $250. And Linda is going to be $400 even. Okay. Let's say the tax rate is going to be 18%. So here, in this next box that I clicked on here, I'm going to put 0.18. And the tax rate is the same for everybody. So I'm going to click on that box. And you see this little square that appears here on the bottom. If I take that little square, go right over it so these crosshairs appear and drag it down, let it go, it just copies it right down for me. So they're all the same. Now I want this to show as a percentage, so I'm going to click on the first one and highlight all of them by doing that. And let's see where it is here in Microsoft. Right here is where you can choose very quickly some of the more popular formats. That is currency. Let me right click on it. Right here across the top, when I right clicked on it, as you can see here, there's the percentage symbol right there. So I just click on that. You see it converted everything to percentages. Now, in the last column, I want to show how much tax they're going to be paying on their salary at 18%. Now, this involves a formula. When I'm putting in a formula, and this is the same in every spreadsheet program that we're going to demonstrate, you use the equal sign, which tells the program that we are going to put in a formula. At this point, I'm going to click on the salary column times this column here and click on it. So you see here C2 times D2. So I have the formula that I want there. To make a formula execute itself in any of these spreadsheets, you hit the Enter key or the Return key, whatever your keyboard has. And right there, it gave me the tax. Now, do I have to write this formula for every one of these Again, no. Just go to the little corner here till the crosshairs appear. Drag it down. And Excel, like most of these spreadsheet programs, is smart. It'll figure things out, like adjusting for columns and so on. Like you see here, it adjusted to row number 3. So it's very quick once you get used to these systems. Now there are a lot of features here, and there's a lot of tutorials that you can take on Excel. I'm going to mention it right now, not to scare you, but the full Excel, to learn all the functions of Excel, is usually a full semester course in college. But you can learn Excel to all different levels to serve your purposes. Now, these should be dollars. So I'm just going to highlight them all again by clicking on the first one, dragging it down. And I am going to click on this dollar symbol. And I'm going to tell I want English, United States dollars. And there it is. Same thing with this column. Drag it down and do English, United States. And there we go. Now, let's say I want the total of all the salaries that are going out. So I'm going to name this down here total. What I like to do when I do totals is I like to move it, change the alignment on it. So I'm going to click on it again. Go to my little alignment tab right here. Click on the arrow and move it to the right. It's just easier to see. Let's click on it, the box again, make it bold. Okay. So here is the total. And at this point, you'll see this symbol on most spreadsheet programs. It's the automatic totaling. It's going to add the column above it. So I'm just going to click on that. You see how it highlights this? Now I could drag this box to exclude one or all of them or whatever I want to do there, but usually it's intuitive. It picks up what you want to do. So I'm going to hit the enter. Remember, enter activates the formula. And there is the total amount of weekly salaries. I could do the same thing here if I want. And just click on the auto sum symbol. Click the enter button. And there you go. It added the total amount of tax that's got to go out. Now, I'm going to put here the word average. And again, I'm going to click away from it, click back in the box, and align it over. And this is just a system that I tend to use. I'm going to make it bold. And I want to know what the average ages are. So I'm going to go here. I am going to, you see the auto sum symbol here that I just used? Well, I'm going to click on the arrow right now. And it's got an option right there for average. I'm going to click on that. Now, I don't want it to take into account this blank area, so I am just going to drag it up one to just include the ages. You see this box, how arrows appeared? I just dragged it up. And at this point, I'm going to hit the enter. Now it's telling me that the average age of these people is 31.5, 31.5. So that is a handy thing. Let's say I want to know what the average salary is. So I'm going to click here. Again, go to the little arrow here, click on average. I don't want it to include the total one. So I wiggle this around until these little up and down arrows appear. Drag it up to there and hit enter now. And there you go. It's giving me the average salary, which is $295. So that's a quick demonstration of what you can do there. A lot of the things that I demonstrated in the open office one, like filtering and doing graphs and things like that, are applicable here too. Let's say you wanted to insert something. There's quite a few options here. You can insert tables, functions, you can put in a picture, you can use shapes. You can insert a graph. You can add hyperlinks. You can put comments in. So there are a lot of things you can do here. There's page layout. We might do, and it would take a series of several episodes to get into Microsoft Excel on a little bit deeper level. If we hear from some of you that you are interested in something like that being available, I will do a series of Excel on a deeper level. A lot of the work that I do personally, which is predictive analytics and statistics and so on, I use Excel or some form of spreadsheet for. So here you have options. Let's say you've created this, and you can go to File right here, and you can Save As, which means you can download it as an Excel document onto your computer. You can save it to your OneDrive if you use OneDrive. ODS file, which is another format that can be read by a lot of different programs. You can print from here. If you go to print, here's a print-friendly view. I click on that, and it shows me what it's going to look like. Let me go back to the workbook. You see how it's hard to read here? There's no lines there and so on. And I've shown this before in other programs, but let me drag a box around everything here. Right click on it, and you see this little symbol right here that appears. That is for putting borders around it. So I'm going to click on the little arrow down, and here you can choose what kind of borders do you want. Thick outside borders, just all different choices of borders that you can put in. Inside vertical border, all borders, which is the one I tend to use in a case like this. Makes it easier to see. Going to do the all borders. Click on that, and I'm going to go back to the print option right here. See the print friendly view. And as you can see, it put the boxes around it, so it's a lot friendlier to look at. Now you can adjust things here as far as your alignment, and so on, several things, scaling, fit columns on one page and so on. So there's quite a bit that you can do right here. Again, when you think about this, this is all free as long as you have internet access. So that's pretty cool. Okay, let's go back to the workbook. And I'm just going to do the name and ages right here and highlight them by dragging around them. And I am going to put in a line graph right here. So you see how easy that was? Now these graphs, again, you can move your mouse to the corners to make them bigger or smaller, or when these crosshairs appear, you can drag it around. You can customize your chart. You can put chart titles here. You can put axis titles and change it to the legend. You can switch to a different type of graph, like this right here. Just going to click on the next one. But the thing to do with these, like anything else, is to practice. Get in here, do it, try all the different features. Like I said, if I hear from a few of you that you are interested that I do a more detailed lessons as far as Excel go, I will do that, but it's going to take several episodes to get in depth into a lot of the things that you can do here. Let's say I don't want this graph here anymore. All I have to do is click on it so that this box appears around it, and I just hit the delete key on my keyboard and it's gone. Now these, of course, if you save them and you open them again, you can just keep working, keep adding to them, and so on. You can control different things here. For example, page layout. There's a big assortment of formulas. As you see, when you click on that, you get choices here, print area, page setup. If I go to formulas here, I can tell it to show the formulas, calculations, options, automatic, data. This is where you can really get into depth as far as workbooks are concerned. You can even bring in data from the internet. You can bring data from other spreadsheets, other workbooks on your computer. Down here, for example, you can add a new sheet to this workbook. See how this one says sheet 1? If I click on here, just created another sheet inside the same workbook. So I can very easily interact between one sheet and another. I can use information on sheet 1 to do calculations in sheet 2, for example. So now you're starting to see how much depth there is to Excel. If I click on these sheets, for example, I don't want to call them just sheet 1 and sheet 2. You can right click on it and rename it. Instead of sheet 2, I could call it section employees. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoy our video, please like our video below, and please subscribe to our channel. That way you can get regular notifications of when we post new videos and so on. Like always, right in the description section you will have links to any products, any software, any websites that we mention in that particular video. You will also have a link there to our membership area. We have a membership course that we make available, and please click on the link, take a look. It has an explanation of what the course is about. And again, don't forget to like our video, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.